Hello everyone, welcome back to the Humble House Husband channel. It's good to see you all again. As you can see behind me, it's my co-host, Ray. Uh, yep, it is a very beautiful day here, actually very pleasant, up in the upper 40s. And, I'm really surprised for, like, January, mid-February, the weather has been gorgeous recently. So, yeah, I'd say we've been pretty lucky so far in terms of cold weather. But, today I'm going to be continuing the series of Pokemon throughout the generations with my review of Gen 4, which would have been the Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum series. Uh, I do not know that much about it per se because, or I shouldn't say I don't know a lot about it. It was a little bit tricky because when these games were first announced, I was not aware that they were released yet. So, right out of the gate, it's just I was a little bit behind when I did my first playthrough of Pokemon Pearl. But yeah, from the best of my knowledge, I'll try to do my best in reviewing these games as unbiased as I possibly can. So with that out of the way, let's dive right into it. By the way, in advance, I'm sorry for my mad hair. It's been a while since I've been able to get a haircut, so forgive the mad scientist hair. Anywho, so Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. These games really pushed the online union stuff, playing with friends online and what have you. Like previously, in order to play with friends, you have to have a link cable or a wireless adapter. But this was back in the early years of Wi-Fi when they were still working on the bugs and everything. But they were really pushing that playing with friends. They had a lot of mini games that you could do. Like they upgraded the secret bases to where you could actually have friends visit your secret base, and they upgraded the system where you didn't need a certain attachment anymore. You could just be in the same area, and what really put an advancement into these games is that instead of this regular formula for stuff like that, it was just being limited to friends. You could trade with people around the world. Let's say you were located in the U.S. and you wanted to trade with someone from Japan, you could. It was really incredible to have that new expanded range of people that you can interact with in these games. And like I said, they were really pushing hard for the the best way I could describe it is the playing with friends aspect of the Pokemon games. Now, another thing you've got to understand is these were the first games that were on a DS system, like a two-screen system, and were the first games that had the touchscreen feature with them. Up until that point, all the games have been Game Boy games, but these actually allowed you to interact with the screen, so that you could, instead of just, I don't know if I'd say they made it easier, but they definitely did make it a little bit more interesting in being able to choose attacks and what you wanted to do with the menu by having it on the touchscreen. I'm personally a fan of the regular Joy-Con system myself, but it was definitely refreshing to have some new features, added to the system. And one of the things you've got to realize about these games is these were the first games that really, and it was kind of a work in progress because back then 3D was kind of new, as it were, but we had animation sprites already. But these games were in the early stages of 3D, so it was really impressive to see how the overworld just came alive in the aspect of, it wasn't just like watching a flat screen. It was like you were actually there, walking around and what have you. The interesting thing is that these games kind of introduced their own little spin-off games They were called the Pokemon Ranger games, and I'm not going to talk too much about them, but the Pokemon Ranger games introduced a new, because they don't have the chambers like they did in Gen 3. I actually don't remember how you get them in Gen 4, to be perfectly honest. But, yeah, that is... They added a whole new set of legendaries. Um, they added a really unique Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie, to the Gen 4 games, too. This Pokemon's name is Rotom, and it was one of the few instances where a Pokemon changes its form based on what appliance it takes over. I think it's the only one, actually. I don't want to jinx myself here, but I think it is the only Ghost Electric type. And it's funny because it's like cast form, except instead of depending on the weather, it depends on what appliance it's taking over. And again, it only, it changes its type. It still maintains that. I don't remember if it's a ghost typing or the electric typing, but it keeps one of those, and you can either have it change into fire, electric, grass, ice, what have you. And another interesting fact is that these were the last games to hold or have the traditional game corner in the games. After that, they kind of started doing away with that, mainly because they didn't want... Gambling's kind of taboo over here in America, so they kind of had to take it out, especially in today's day and age. Something that, I think a lot of us older fans missed, because it was like, it had the benefits of gambling without actually losing any money. It's just imaginary digital game money, so it really didn't count. But, yeah, these were the last generations that had that, so, the, it's been, I want to say it's been over 20 years since they released, so, or 10, I'm sorry, it would be 20 in 2006, so, yeah, it's been, 2026, so, these games are by far some of the, I wouldn't say they're the best games, but they're one of the most remembered in terms of the Pokemon community. And ironically enough, the remakes for these games, and they basically count, even though they're technically made in a different year, I'm counting them. The Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl actually did a lot worse than the original games that they did. And it's kind of funny because you had all these players wanting remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and when they finally got it, they were so upset about it. It was weird seeing the strong action. I personally didn't mind them. I mean, I was sad that they took away the benefits of some of the benefits of the secret bases, but what they took away, they added a lot too, I think. So they weren't terrible. My wife really enjoyed them, but yeah, as far as, and like I said, there was a lot of hype surrounding these games. Like, this was before they did the Nintendo Direct and stuff like that. So, you usually got your information from a website or a magazine, believe it or not. But, these games, they had, I'd say, at least 3 movies involving the generation, and then a handful of spin-off games as well. Which, again, the Pokemon Ranger series are awesome within itself, but I don't feel a need to... You can watch some playthroughs. I know a lot of PokeTubers like to do playthroughs of the Pokemon Ranger games. With that being said, I am going to leave it off here because, like I said, I don't really know... I don't have a really strong opinion. They were okay. They weren't terrible, but they weren't the best either. They were just kind of, there. So... I don't have any personal feelings toward it. But if you do, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you like the content, be sure to check out one of my other videos. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Sorry it's been so long, by the way. I've been having technical difficulties with my camera. Finally, we got a new video out there. Yay! Alright. We'll make sure to see you in the next video. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.